What's your name?
Myra.
Myra. You're a student?
Yes, I'm a student of English literature.
Okay. So tell me about yourself, Myra.
Yeah, I'm doing masters in English literature and I'm from Karachi, Pakistan.
Okay.
And I wish to be a language trainer in future.
Okay. That's great. So currently you are in
Yeah.
Pakistan.
Yes, ma'am, I'm in Pakistan.
And about your family?
Yeah. Yeah, I have my mom. I'm a single child, and I actually live near my uncles. So yeah.
You are living there at your uncle's.
No, I mean my uncle lives quite near my house.
You are doing a regular course. You go to college every day.
Yes, ma'am. I go to university on a regular basis.
Okay. And what does
Yes.
your mother do?
My mom is a homemaker, actually.
Okay. And your father?
My father had passed away when I was very young.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me about your college life. Do you enjoy at the
Yeah,
university or you just keep studying?
actually, it's very hectic. University life is very hectic. You have to keep studying all the time and you have to keep carrying out assignments. So it can be a little grueling. But other than that, I actually enjoy it, because I know that eventually, with the passage of time, I'll miss these days.
You don't get a lot of assignments to do.
No, ma'am. Actually, we get a lot of assignments to do.
You do. Okay.
Yeah, it's very difficult. But
So
I also enjoy doing them. I enjoy doing them for some strange reasons.
what do
Yeah.
you do in your free time?
Ma'am, I'm actually a voracious reader. I love reading books. So when I have spare time, I either spend it in reading books or watching TV series on Netflix, and sometimes I hang out with my friends. That's pretty much what I do.
Don't you go out with your friends?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I like to go on outing with my friends, and whenever I have time, I just make plans with my friends. But if I tell you very honestly, I'm an ambivert, so I cannot make plans on weekly basis to hang out with my friends. I need to recharge my battery.
Okay, okay. After every now and then, you need to recharge yourself by spending some
Yeah, yeah,
quality time with yourself. Yeah,
exactly. I really need to spend time in solitude, otherwise I go crazy.
right, right. Do you like to cook?
Actually, ma'am, I don't like to cook, and cooking is actually not my cup of tea. But my mom really berates me for that. So,
It
few
pushes you.
months ago, she was scolding me. So I was like, okay, now I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna start cooking. So I tried to cook several dishes.
Okay, okay. And were you
Yeah, yeah.
successful at that?
Yeah, they turned out to be pretty good, beyond my expectations.
So where do you learn the
Yeah.
recipes from YouTube?
No, no, my mom was teaching me. My mom was telling me that put this ingredient into this and that, and
So she guides you at every step. Okay.
yeah, yeah, she was guiding me. In the first couple of times she guided me, but later on I did it on my own.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what are the challenges that you are facing while speaking English?
Ma'am, I think that one of the biggest challenges that the people face while learning English is that they are not provided with English speaking environment on a regular basis. And
Right.
I believe that when you want to learn English, you have to immerse yourself in the language and you have to speak it on a regular basis. Otherwise, you don't become fluent. So I think those are the pretty much challenges that I face. But thankfully, since I'm doing masters in English literature, I get a lot of people. I mean, I get to interact with a lot of people in my university that I can converse with in English.
Actually, there must be the students and the teachers. They also converse in English, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Since you are
Yeah,
going out, you have the environment. The people who are not going anywhere, like housewives and all, it's very difficult for them to be fluent in English. If
yeah,
they have
that's very
English
true.
environment, it's great. If it is not, then you have to create the environment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very true, and it's very difficult. But I think that having these kind of sessions can be really beneficial for housewives and homemakers
Right,
and people who don't have English speaking partners.
correct. Your mom also speaks
Yeah.
English?
Yeah, yeah, she kind of does. She actually went to UK, so that's where she learned English. But she sometimes is her language skills sometimes get rusty, but she can speak. Yeah.
Okay. I also watch Netflix. Tell me which Netflix shows are you watching these days?
Actually, ma'am, there was a point in my life when I was obsessed with American TV series. So I used to keep watching Vampire Diaries, Teen Wolf, Game of Thrones, and stuff like that. But in 2016, I actually developed interest in Korean dramas, and I have become obsessed with K dramas. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So lately, I have been watching a lot of Korean dramas.
I have never watched a K-drama. Somebody told me they have lovely rom-com shows if you want to go for it.
But I think that you should definitely watch at least a couple of Korean dramas, and I'm sure that you will develop interest in them as well because they can be very captivating. You know, the kind of stories that they come up with are so unique and so amazing. Yeah, so you'll get completely hooked by them.
Okay.
What kind of stuff do you watch on Netflix?
My favorite genre is rom-com. I want light-hearted shows. Vampire Diaries is like, I think it's too intense and a little scary also.
Yeah, I can totally understand that, and that's why I think that Korean dramas would be perfect for you because they are like really amazing. And yeah, there are some intense K dramas which you can skip, but there are amazing rom-com TV series as well. So, what's your favorite show?
Gilmore Girls. Currently, I'm watching Gilmore Girls. That's also an American show. I have watched only American shows till now. I watched Friends and I watched How I Met Your Mother.
Although How I Met Your Mother is a very famous show, I still haven't watched it. Like all of my friends have been suggesting me to watch it since my childhood, but I never got the chance to watch it. But maybe one day.
I watched maybe 4 or 5 seasons of it. I couldn't finish it. I got bored in between, but yeah, it was still nice. Finished Friends. That's very nice. Have you watched that?
No, I haven't watched that either. It's also in my watch list. So yeah, ever since I became interested in K dramas, I stopped watching all the other dramas. But I watch Indian dramas, That's pretty
Indian,
strange. Yeah.
Indian dramas are famous in Pakistan, right?
Yeah, there was a point when Indian dramas were like super famous in Pakistan, and people in like their households they used to keep watching Indian dramas all the time.
Okay, you are a Pakistani or you are an Indian who shifted in Pakistan?
No, I'm a Pakistani.
You are living in Karachi, right?
Yes, I live in Karachi.
Okay, tell me a few good places in Karachi.
Okay, there are actually quite a lot of good places, but my most favorite places to visit are beach. I really love going to beach because I find it very therapeutic to, stand in front of the beach and stuff like that. And apart from that, there are various places such as Fort Grant is one of my most favorite places, and Ramada Hotel, Pearl Continental. Yeah.
I also love to go for a beach vacation if given a chance. I prefer beach vacations over hill vacations.
That's very true. I'm also a beach person, and I also love rain.
I also love rains. I love to get drenched in the rain. When it rains, I get so happy. I go and take bath in rains for hours and hours.
Yeah, same here. I do that as well, but unfortunately, it doesn't rain that much in Karachi.
Rains a lot here.
Wow, you're such a lucky person actually. And it rains in like different parts of Pakistan, but when it comes to Karachi, it doesn't rain here that much, unfortunately.
Have you been to India?
Yeah. No, I have never been to India, but maybe one day.
Any good places outside of Karachi?
Yeah, there are so many amazing places, especially in northern areas. Naran, Kagan, Mari, and the list goes on and on. Yeah.
Do you eat Indian food?
Indian food, I think that we have similar kind of foods, right? Like biryani, kebabs, and all those things, right?
So your mom makes chapatis.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, but there are certain dishes, Indian dishes, which I have never tried. Like for example, dhokla. I've heard a lot about dhokla, and there were certain other dishes which I really cannot seem to remember the name of. Idli samba.
Idli sambar is amazing and dhokla is very nice.
I think that biryani would be on the top of the list because people are obsessed with it. Pulao and kebab. People also eat pie, although I'm not a pie person.
What is payo?
It's a curry. It's a kind of curry.
Non-vegetarian?
It's non-vegetarian.
Paya.
Yeah. It's actually quite famous in Pakistan. And apart from that, nihari. People are obsessed with nihari and kebabs and so many other dishes actually.
So Myra, do you miss having a sibling? Do you feel alone at times?
Not exactly. Actually, when I was young, when I was younger, when I was a kid, at that time I used to feel the absence of having a kid, but fortunately I had so many cousins, so I used to get along with them and play with them. But as I kind of grew up, I kind of realized that it's much better that I'm a single child because this way I get more pampered up, and I get more attention. So yeah. Also, I'm an introverted and reclusive kind of a person, so that really suits me well. Yeah, so I would like to talk about you actually. So first of all, I'm like really curious about how did you like get this idea of creating this YouTube channel?
Actually, I used to teach at my coaching center before the COVID.
Okay.
So when COVID came,
Okay.
most of the students, since I was teaching spoken English, so most of the students stopped coming to my coaching center. So then I thought what to do. My husband suggested me one day that why don't you start teaching on YouTube? Then I thought, let me try. So at that time, I wasn't regular. I was posting videos every now and then. And so now I got regular. And then the channel actually picked up.
Yeah. I mean, I just saw your channel and you get a lot of views, right? So, how was your feelings when you got the views for the very first time?
And I started working every single day on it and I worked really hard. Then in about 1 to 2 months, the videos started getting viral and definitely I got really happy. My daughter used to say that one day your work will be appreciated and now she says, see, now people are, appreciating you and your
Yeah, of course. And I must say that you're doing such an amazing job. Like many people, thousands and thousands of people are learning from you. And I'm sure that, I mean, I went scrolled through your comments and I saw that you had so many comments from people who are willing to have a session with you. So it's amazing. You're doing such an amazing job. And I can totally see that you're going to achieve a lot of success in future as well.
Thank you so much. Okay, you also want to become a
Language trainer.
Okay. On an online platform or in a university or something?
Actually, it doesn't really matter because I always keep vacillating between these two options. You know, like for example, sometimes I feel like doing it on a like sometimes I feel like doing a job in any institute, and sometimes I feel like doing it online. So I keep vacillating a bit, but I think that online job is also like good. You know, it's more convenient because you are having these sessions from the comfort of your house. So I would be fine with both the options, I guess.
That is also so much fun having some people around you and teaching them and then seeing them improve. It's so satisfying when people tell you that I cracked an interview because of you and I am able to speak in college. That is also very nice. And people used to come to my coaching center, but now I've closed that down because now with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, I don't have much time left.
Okay. So you won't do it in the future.
Teaching offline will not be possible now because I have so much work on YouTube now. One video of 20 minutes can teach millions of people on YouTube.
It's very powerful, and you're not only teaching the people of your country, but you're teaching the people of different parts of the world, which is even more powerful.
Yeah.
So you're not only getting the exposure in your country, but people from the other country will learn something from you as well. So it's really amazing. And I also have a YouTube channel actually.
Okay.
I also have these kind of sessions where I upload my videos and stuff like that. And back in the past, I also had another YouTube channel which was about singing, you know. So I had a lot of views. I used to get a lot of views on that channel, and I had like 27K followers on my Instagram account. So at that time, I gave a couple of interviews on TV as well, you know. So that was So that was like really an amazing point in my life. But eventually, I lost interest and I became, you know, busy in my studies, and I deactivated my that channel.
Be it Facebook, Insta, or YouTube, they become dead once you stop working on it.
That's very true.
So how's your Instagram account doing if you are not working?
Yeah, actually, at that time when I used to keep uploading the content, people used to keep watching it, and then my followers were also increasing. But as soon as I stopped working on my Instagram account, my followers started dropping. Yeah. So that's what I also experienced. But then I deactivated it myself.
Okay, so you deactivated that account.
Yeah. I deactivated it.
And what about your YouTube channel? One is about singing, and the other one?
The one was about singing, which I deactivated, and the other one is about, you know, English. Okay. There I talk to people and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. You upload videos about English conversation.
Yeah. In English conversations, or sometimes I teach people several proverbs and stuff like that, you know, English vocabulary.
And you speak very good English, actually. There are just a very few mistakes here and there, but you speak fluent.
Thank you very much. Yeah, actually, I think that those mistakes are because of lack of practice, you know, because as a non-native English speakers, we are bound to make mistakes, you know.
Correct.
Yeah, of course. It's not an easy job. And you have to invest a lot.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very difficult, and it's very time consuming. You have to invest a lot of time in
yeah,
learning a language. Yeah, I was just saying that retaining that knowledge is also equally crucial and also very difficult as well, because
correct.
you have a lot of time to only keep studying English all the time. I mean, you also have to pay attention to other stuff that's going on in your life, so that can be a little tricky.
So, since you are learning English literature, you are actually already immersed in English. You are watching Netflix English shows, you are studying English, and you are speaking to
Yeah.
people. You will become very fluent one day.
Thank you very much. I really hope that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have friends in your neighborhood.
Actually, not in my neighborhood, but I have friends in my university, mostly. Yeah.
Okay, you go out
And I'm also
and all with them
with,
for
yeah,
movies.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes. Yeah, yeah.
Do you go out with your mother also? I mean, how do you two bond with each other?
Yeah, I'm actually super close with my mom, and I actually have a very strong camaraderie with my mom. Like, I share everything with her, and I don't feel any kind of constraint while confiding my secrets in her. So, yeah.
You are a Muslim, right?
Yes, yes, I'm Muslim.
I have heard that Muslim women have to cover their face and everything when they go out. Is it true?
Yeah, Muslim women are supposed to don a veil and they are supposed to wear a scarf. So I do that when I go to university or when I go to college or stuff like that. But when I go to like good places, like if I'm going to a restaurant or a hotel or something like that, I don't do that most of the time.
It's not
Yeah.
compulsory. If you wish, you can do that.
Actually, it is compulsory. But people are highly influenced by Western culture in Pakistan.
Oh, your mother
So
doesn't put any pressure on you that you have to do it.
no, 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 she doesn't put any pressure on me. Deep down inside, I feel a little guilty because, like when I research about my religion, I kind of feel that, oh my God, I'm supposed to do that. But, I grew up in an environment where most of the girls, they don't do it. Some of the girls do it out of their own choice, but some of the girls, they don't do it.
In your university and your friends, do they do it?
Yeah, mostly in university, girls do that. Even I used to cover my head initially. Like I still do it, but sometimes when we have some plans to to hang out or stuff like that, that's when I don't do it because we take a lot of selfies and stuff like that.
Anything else that you would like to discuss, Myra?
Um, yeah, ma'am. So tell me about yourself. Like, how did you become so fluent in English, and how did you become a language trainer? Because of course, I want to be like you in future.
I was, I think, maybe 9 or 10 when my mom asked an English teacher to teach me English tenses. She taught me that for a few months. After
Mm-hmm.
those few months, became better in English. By the age of 11, I started teaching English. At the age of
Wow.
11, I used to teach my cousins because I had picked up those English grammar concepts very well. That lady tutor had taught my brother and sister also, but they were younger. If I was 8 or 9, they must have been some 6 or 4. So they couldn't understand
Oh.
that. I picked up really well. And by the age of 11, I used to teach my cousins, not professionally. My cousins used to come, who were way older than me. They used to come and tell me, and Meenu, please, hame bhi padha de English. So I used to teach them. And I had made a habit that I will not cram a single English sentence while studying. I used to understand every sentence before I remembered it. I was very good at English grammar. I scored very good. But there was no atmosphere of English speaking. Like in your university, there are teachers who speak in English, right? There was no English atmosphere. So I
Yeah.
couldn't speak English. I was great at English, but I couldn't speak English. I was a
Yeah.
topper, but I couldn't speak English. So the same thing happened in college also. The atmosphere is a big thing. When nobody speaks English around you, it's difficult. So in college also, there
Yeah.
was no one. But after that, I used to see, when I went to markets or restaurants or anywhere, that yes, English is important. Once I
Yeah.
finish my studies and go for interviews, then I will have to speak in English. I knew that. But since there was no atmosphere, I couldn't try. After that, when I started working, I knew English. I cracked the interview. That was okay. But after the interview, I joined the job. I was supposed to speak English all day. That was very difficult
Oh.
first. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was compulsory to speak in English. I had to speak English for
Yeah.
8 hours a day in the office. and I had to teach computer.
Oh,
I was a computer teacher. So a class which
oh,
for 2 hours, I was supposed to speak for 2 hours straight. Supposed to speak English for two
wow.
hours straight with the student. The students also used to speak in English. My boss also used to speak in English. So it was difficult at first. Then slowly and gradually I became comfortable. So that's how I
Yeah.
started speaking English well. So the idea of
Okay.
teaching English that came after many years when I got married and when I kept working as a software engineer. And after a few years, when my daughter and my son both were a little older, then I thought, let me do something again. Then I started my
Oh.
coaching center, and that's how it started.
So I must say that your journey is very inspiring and very empowering, and I truly look up to you, ma'am. Actually, like when I see your
So,
content, I get a lot of motivation to keep working on my channel as well. So thanks a lot to you. Please keep sharing this content because it's like very motivating and it's very helpful for everyone.
yeah, thank you. And I will do that. And it was a lovely conversation with you. I also loved talking to you. It was a nice session.
Thank, thank you so much. Yeah, I
The
really
best,
enjoyed it as well,
girl, and all the
ma'am.
best for everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. Best of luck for your future as well.
Yeah, same to you. Bye, Myra.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Bye. Bye.